Hello everyone, and welcome to another marvelous video. When it comes to the Transformers, fans look for the coolest and most badass characters, which are marked by their ability to transform and their possession of unique artillery. Beyond the realm of the two most popular Cybertronian races, numerous interesting characters like Unicron, Quintessons, etc. crop up. One such character was Overlord, who first appeared in the 1988 Japanese animated series Super God Master Force. Overlord's comic book version was written and drawn by Nick Roach, which eventually became a part of the continuity set by IDW Publishing. Although the origin stories of Overlord in the comics and the cartoons were contrastingly different, they are both crafted brilliantly. So without any further delay, let us dive into our video, where we will explore Overlord's origins in different media. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Overlord, deadliest Decepticon weaponry known. The story of Overlord, as showcased in the Super God Master Force cartoon, which ran throughout 1988 and a few months in 1989, showcased Overlord in numerous battles. The series was essentially a part of the Japanese Generation 1 continuity, where the self-proclaimed Decepticon god known as Devil Z existed. The malevolent entity existed without any human form and as a globe of pulsating energy. In order to conquer Earth, he sought to create the strongest Decepticon warrior capable of taking down any Autobot or opposing forces. He managed to steal several Transformers Transtectors from G Nebula, the place of origin of the Master Force technology. Bringing the Transtectors to Earth, he recruited a human couple, Giga and Mega, for his experiment and bonded them with the Transtectors. Giga and Mega combined with the Transtectors and became two individual vehicles, Giga Tank and Mega Jet, respectively. When these two combined, they formed the colossal robot Overlord. Since then, Overlord served Devil Z, and owing to his capacity to create havoc, he was named the Ambassador of Destruction. Overlord first appeared in the episode titled Super Jinrai Gets Blown Away in the Desert. After the Autobots managed to secure several Transtectors, Mega and Giga decided to use their Transtectors for battle. With the help of a talented actor from East Germany named Hydra and his younger sister, Buster, Giga and Mega managed to lure Jinrai, who was then the Autobot leader, into the desert. Giga and Mega used their Transtectors combined to form Overlord, and fought Jinrai. Jinrai was also a human who managed to bind himself with the Godmaster Transtectors that took the form of Optimus Prime. In the battle, Overlord proved far superior to Jinrai and beat him nearly to death. Overlord believed Jinrai to be dead and left into space, only to take full access to a weather monitoring base set up on the moon to contact Black Zarak. However, Jinrai was still alive and powerful after bonding with the newly constructed God Bomber drone. As shown in the episode titled God Jinrai, Into the Sky, Jinrai flew full speed to the moon and engaged in a fearsome battle with Overlord. During the fight on the moon's surface, Black Zarak arrived, and Jinrai had to face two dark and massive Decepticons. Luckily to his aid, Grand Maximus arrived on the moon, which soon turned the tables in their favor. Black Zarak and Overlord planned to escape and return to Earth, but a sharp and powerful shot from Jinrai made Overlord crash onto the moon and separate into Giga and Mega. The Autobot duo managed to restrict Black Zarak to the moon too, who then asked Overlord to make his way to Earth to inform Devil Z. Although Overlord denied taking orders from Black Zarak, he managed to escape to Earth. In contrast, Black Zarak was made to escape into deep space. Back on Earth, infuriated with rage for their defeat, Giga planned to crush down the God Bomber to bring down Jinrai's power level. He combined again with Mega to form Overlord and faced Jinrai for another round of battle. They fought again in the desert, and this time, Overlord created a sky-scraping tornado by shifting sand with the help of his Chokon power. However, after a sneaky punch from Jinrai, the tornado backfired, which sent Overlord flying into the sky. Even after this, Overlord returned in the episode titled Destroy God Bomber, where he tried again to destroy the God Bomber. After setting up an ambush in the American heartland, Giga and Mega, in their isolated forms, attacked Jinrai and wore him down to the point where he could not activate God Bomber. Despite being so close to their long-awaited victory, Giga and Mega's plans were ruined after the Autobot Headmaster Juniors learned that they could combine their own energy to control the God Bomber by themselves. God Bomber was brought back to life once again, and it combined with Jinrai to blast away Overlord. Overlord later appeared in his base form in the episode titled Appearance, the Final Godmaster, where he acted as a staging ground during their search for Clowder, the final Godmaster. Clowder was later revealed to be a sleeper agent who made a deal to supply the Decepticons with relevant information after infiltrating the Autobot ranks. Soon, with Clowder's help, the Decepticons commenced a massive attack on the Autobot headquarters, where Overlord served as a portable headquarters where all the war tactics were planned. However, when Jinrai arrived at the aid of the Autobots, Overlord fought his old foe in his robot mode. Jinrai defeated Overlord, but it was then revealed that Overlord had plans of his own. All this while he fought Jinrai, his true motives were to stall until the arrival of the Seacon Force. Capable of destroying the Autobot from beneath, Jinrai lost his calm and slammed Overlord against the side of the mountain, holding the Autobot base and embedding his head. The Autobot base exploded, and a powerful jet of lava hurled Overlord over the horizon. Shortly, when Black Zarak arrived on Earth, the Decepticons launched Operation M1 to cause large-scale destruction across Earth. Overlord was sent to Paris, where he decimated all sorts of resistance offered by the military forces and also destroyed the Arc de Triomphe. He later landed on the Great Wall of China and broadcasted a warning message, threatening all the world's leaders to surrender before him. Fortunately, Grand Maximus and Jinrai arrived at the scene after escaping from one of Black Zarak's black holes. The two Autobots defeated the Decepticons, which led to Devil Z terminating Operation M1 and initiating Operation M2, where Overlord carried the Decepticon Headmaster Juniors into space and in his base mode. At some point, an orphan boy named Cancer, who had faced a lot of bullying and hardships, was recruited by the Decepticons and bonded to the Transtectors from Planet Master. Although he enjoyed being able to run wild and be a tough guy, he did not enjoy hurting others. Following the battle with an Autobot Godmaster, Lightfoot, Overlord captured an Autobot Headmaster Jr. named Shuta Go. Overlord planned to use Shuta to lure Jinrai into the Decepticon base. When Jinrai arrived, he had to hold back as Shuta was held captive until Decepticon Jr. Cancer decided to leave the Decepticons for their evil ways and freed Shuta. Jinrai soon took the opportunity to overwhelm Overlord and leave with Shuta Go and Cancer. With the help of Cancer, the Autobots initiated their full-scale attack on the Decepticon base, where Overlord once again fought Jinrai. Devil Z combined with Black Zarak had planned to destroy the Autobots, but their plans backfired and ended up collapsing the Decepticon base. Devil Z soon started developing a hatred for humankind, as well as Mega and Giga. Later, Overlord even had to face the wrath of Devil Z, but was saved by Jinrai. Overlord in Prime Wars Trilogy and Zone cartoon. Overlord had a unique role in the Prime Wars Trilogy cartoons. Voiced by Patrick Seitz in English, Overlord was beaten by Megatron sometime in the past, for which he sought revenge. After pledging allegiance and loyalty to Megatronus, Overlord received the Matrix of Chaos within the remains of Unicron. He shoved it into a weakened Hot Rod's chest and corrupted him to form Rodimus Kron. Overlord sought answers from the Mistress of Flame about Megatron, and when he did not receive any information, he electrocuted her and left her to die. Overlord and his new ally, Rodimus Kron, under the command of Megatronus, went in search of Megatron and the Requiem Blaster. Their search led to an attack on the Combinors, after which they made Menasor confess Megatron's whereabouts. After getting his answers, Overlord snapped Menasor's neck. Following Menasor's information, the two reached the Primal Swamp for Megatron, but instead found the Dinobots. They interrogated them, and Megatron's next location was revealed to be the Athenaeum Sanctorum. Overlord found Megatron and lunged at him to seek his revenge. He tried electrocuting Megatron, who managed to escape with Preceptor's help. However, Overlord was far from giving up, and he alone fought Megatron, Grimlock, and Windblade. However, Optimus Primal arrived and tossed the Requiem Blaster to Megatron, who then used it to disintegrate Overlord completely. Zone cartoons also had their fair share of Overlord in their stories. Violin Jiger, a supernatural being born from several angry Decepticon souls, seized command over the Decepticons. He wanted to recruit 9 demon generals from the history of Decepticons, out of which Overlord was one of them. Overlord was given the Super God General rank and new power with weaponry that increased his strength. exponentially from what it was. Overlord, along with 2 other demon generals, Abominus and Menasor, was sent to planet Faminia, where they wreaked havoc and destroyed the entire planet. Overlord was later sent to lead an attack on the planet of Zone, along with Abominus, Menasor, and Bruticus. The 3 demon generals blasted the Micromasters, and Overlord used his trident to cut through the Zone base to obtain a sample of Energon Z for the Decepticons. Marvelous story of Overlord in comics. The 2005 IDW Continuity Comics had a brilliant take on Overlord. In the comics, Overlord was a rare breed known as 0.1% and was born on Cybertron's second moon 4.2 billion years ago. The miners who discovered him died in its first flash, after which his spark was taken by the Functionist Council's authenticator known as the 3 of 12. Overlord was a big fan of gladiator matches and an admirer of Megatron's fights. Eventually, he participated in the matches and even faced Megatron. It was shown that Megatron was the only gladiator who could defeat him, and that too every time. Soon Overlord joined the ranks of the Decepticons. Overlord lacked interest in commanding anyone, and he solely wished to take his slaughtering skills to the next level. Megatron frequently sparred with him and eventually selected him as the 4th candidate to receive an upgrade. Overlord's endoskeleton was fused with Onuntrium, an indestructible metal. Right after the completion of the process, Overlord smashed his way out of the capsule and killed the scientist, Rossum, who oversaw the process. However, even with his new powers, he could not cause any harm to Megatron, as during the upgrade, Megatron planted a kill switch that could deactivate him and also infected him with an Achilles virus that inhibited him from planning out any action against Megatron. Later, at some point, Soundwave was captured by the Autobots, who planned on brainwashing him. Overlord planned to use this opportunity to free himself from the shackles under the facade of a rescue mission. He attacked the Autobot facility to rescue Soundwave, while also managing to capture Trepan, the Cerebro scientist. Overlord studied the fundamentals of memosurgery from the scientist, intending to deactivate his kill switch and the dormant virus. However, Megatron caught wind of this and had Trepan executed. Later, during the Battle of Khaldun 4, Megatron communicated with Overlord via teleconference and instructed him to go to alien worlds and initiate the final phase of the protocol, or the Doomsday scenario. Overlord was highly dissatisfied for being a weapon at someone's beck and call and challenged Megatron about his decision. Megatron gave 2 options to Overlord, the first one being to follow his orders obediently, and the second being to go against him and be hunted down by Megatron. Overlord made his bold choice of going against Megatron and soon found his name enlisted in the category of traitors as maintained by the Decepticon Justice Division. Overlord later contested the Emperor of a star system who had interstellar travel capabilities and high-tech weapons like him. However, Overlord was overmatched, and he managed to secure the help of Gorlok's Decepticon army. During the Great War, when the Decepticons were growing offensive, Overlord arrived at Garrus 9, which was the rehabilitation and detention facility on planet Elba, and tried gaining leadership over the Decepticon forces present. When he was denied leadership, he casually killed the garrison leader, Skyquake. Overlord wished to make Garrus 9 his new home, so he defeated Warden Fortress Maximus and later imprisoned him to extract the passcodes to the chamber of the Aquitas computer hidden in the depths of Garrus 9. Overlord converted its prison into a huge gladiatorial arena and made the prisoners fight one another. The winners of the gladiator matches were promised their freedom, but that came with a twist. They either had to face Overlord or commit suicide. These actions and decisions made the Decepticons doubt Overlord's sanity, but they all had to be quiet about it in fear of their sadistic leader. When an Autobot prisoner escaped under the watch of Wingblazer and his partner, Overlord got infuriated and killed them both for their carelessness. He later managed to remove the Achilles virus from his body with the help of Shockwave. Shockwave predicted that all Overlord was doing was to get Megatron's attention, but Overlord denied it. Later, an Autobot strike team called the Wreckers arrived on Garrus 9, hoping to free it from Overlord's wrath. It seemed like Overlord was hoping for Megatron's troops, as he was unhappy finding the Wreckers instead. He easily defeated them and asked them to surrender, but the Wreckers turned down his proposal and escaped prison after detonating a fuel tank to camouflage their withdrawal. Overlord himself soon confronted the Wreckers, and even to the best of their abilities, their attacks were futile against Overlord. However, Iron Fist fired thousands of deterrence chips into Overlord's body. Overlord casually shrugged off the minor attack, but Iron Fist later revealed that the chips in Overlord were small explosives. Following this, Iron Fist detonated the explosives and reduced Overlord into a flaming but still functional skeleton. After the attack, Iron Fist lost consciousness while Overlord kept ranting about how he would face Megatron in his damaged state. Verity quickly understood Overlord's mindset and told him that Megatron was dead. The news shattered Overlord from within, as for all these years, he had spent every breath of his existence preparing for the fight against Megatron. In the past, he was regularly defeated by Megatron, for which his sole purpose was to win against him, and with the news of Megatron's death, his purpose in life vanished. In the 5th issue of Last Stand of the Wreckers, Overlord was finally taken prisoner by the Wrecker, marking the end of his wrath on Garrus 9. The Autobots maintained a strong moral code, according to which they believed in restoring their prisoners' bodies, and did the same thing for Overlord. Bumblebee wanted Chrome Dome to decode Overlord's mind and extract information which could create the Autobot Phase 6ers, but he denied it. After learning that Chrome Dome was leaving Cybertron aboard the Lost Light, the duo bots secretly loaded Overlord aboard the ship in hopes of convincing Chrome Dome to reconsider his decision of not extracting Overlord's memory. Chrome Dome made a huge mistake by informing Overlord that Megatron was alive, which instantly made him get back to his rage and fury. He escaped from his cell and sealed Chrome Dome in it. However, when he later encountered Megatron, he learned that Megatron had left his ways of violence, which again made Overlord lose his motive for life until he fell into the hands of a mad scientist named Tarantulas. The mad scientist gave him a new humanoid form through his ever-evolving Chimericon process and a new identity, Megan Guiglione. In this form, he joined politics on Earth and pushed forward the anti-Cybertronian policies. Tarantulas and Megan Guiglione formed their base near a dormant volcano, where the evil mad scientist revealed his functional time machine, Time Maze. Overlord quickly sought this opportunity to travel back in time and fight Megatron at his peak, but unfortunately, Springer and Impactor survived, and Springer managed to hurl his two vehicle components to the opposite ends of the time stream, which made Overlord split across history. With this, the threat of Overlord finally came to an end. Overlord Toy Line. Overlord's toy figures were launched in Japan and Europe in 1988 and 1991, respectively. Following the Japanese Generation 1 continuity, Overlord consisted of two vehicles, the Megajet and the Giga Tank, which could be combined to form the complete figure of Overlord. In Overlord's robot mode, Giga Tank had to be split in half, which formed its legs, and Megajet had to be placed in accordance, which unlocked the toy's shoulder articulation. To obtain Overlord's base form, Giga Tank served as the right and left replacements, while Megajet became the launch pad of the base. Once the robot mode is constructed, Mega and Giga could be removed from their socket and placed in a small cavity within the robot's chest, unlocking the spring-loaded Chokon Bolt Masher and the multi-barreled Chokon Daemon Blast weapons, and letting them pop out from its stomach. Once completed, Overlord measured approximately 15 inches in height and is easily one of the tallest Transformer toys. Overlord's toy figure was later launched in Europe, New Zealand, and Australia, and renamed Power Master, bonded to anonymous Energon minifigures. A PVC figure serving as part of the 5th act of Takara's Super Collection figure series was later released during the 4th wave of Hasbro's Heroes of Cybertron series, where Overlord was mentioned as a Power Master named Gigatron. Marvelous verdict. We have finally come to the end of our video, and we hope you have liked our content. Overlord is one of the most compelling characters in the Transformers verse, and in every iteration, the character had a distinct level of significance in the story. While the Japanese had a contrasting take on Overlord by merging humans and robots, the comics showcased him as a brutal maniac obsessed with Megatron's might. Overlord was also given a humanoid form, which soon penetrated earthly matter and participated in politics. This reveals that despite being a lunatic crazy for slaughtering, Overlord possessed significant intelligence. Let us know which form of Overlord is best according to you in the comments. Thank you. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone. Quit!